Electrostatics, problems on electrostatic fields. 1. Series on electromagnetic field theory, lecture number 1.13. Finding field intensity using Coulomb's law is an important aspect in the study of electrostatic fields. In the present session, we consider several problems where we are asked to find out field intensity for the given charge distribution. Here is shown certain aspects, significant aspects pertaining to electric field intensity. Field intensity is force per unit charge. Units are volts per meter. Basically, 5 expressions are given. First expression is field intensity due to a point charge. Second expression is field intensity due to a set of charges. Third one is field intensity due to a line charge. Fourth one is field intensity due to a surface charge. Last one is field intensity due to a volume charge. All the symbols have their usual meanings. Now, field intensity expressions for point charge, infinite straight line charge, infinite plane sheet charge, spherical shell charge, solid spherical charge, they are all given here. For a point charge, it is E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R square R cap. It is in coordinate free form. For straight line charge, it is E equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon rho. Rho cap, it is in cylindrical system. For infinite sheet charge, E equal to sigma by 2 epsilon n cap. It is for sheet charge, plane sheet charge. For spherical shell charge and solid spherical charge, field intensity E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R square R cap outside. Inside it is 0 as far as the shell charge is concerned. For the solid charge, E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R square R cap outside. Inside it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q HI by AQ. One can notice easily that these two expressions, they are in spherical coordinate system. Now we consider a problem, example 1. A point charge Q equal to 12 pi epsilon naught coulombs is located over the origin. Determine field intensity E at points 1 to 1 B, 1 pi by 4 to C, 4 pi by 4 pi by 4. Notice in A point is in Cartesian, in B point is in cylindrical, in C point is in spherical. Now field intensity due to a point charge is given by this formula, E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square R cap, small r square small r cap. Here the medium is assumed to be free space. Notice this expression is in spherical system, and also this expression assumes the source charge at the origin. Okay, to use this relation, it requires finding small r and r cap. Small r means radial vector, r cap is unit vector along radial direction from the given coordinates. A point is 1 to 1. From this data, we have to find out small r and r cap. Small r is square root of 1 square plus 2 square plus 1 square. It is 2.45. R cap is x cap plus 2y cap plus z cap by 2.45, which is smaller. Substituting this, we get the expression field intensity E as 0.20 x cap plus 2y cap plus z cap. Notice this expression, field expression, is in Cartesian. B, point is 1 pi by 4 2. It is in cylindrical system. From the coordinates of the point, small r theta, they can be computed. Small r is rho square plus z square under square root. It is 2.24 meter. Theta, tan inverse rho by z, it is 0.464. R cap is rho cap sin theta plus z cap cos theta, resulting in 0.447 rho cap plus 0.894 z cap. So substitution results in 0.598, 0.447 rho cap plus 0.894 z cap. Notice the point field intensity E is in cylindrical system. Now C, point 4 pi by 4 pi by 4, it is in spherical system. So E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R square R cap. R is of course 4. Substitution results in 0.1875 R cap. Now the result electric field intensity is in spherical system. Notice in all these cases, ultimately the field intensity is given in a system in which the point is given. We consider another problem, example 2. Consider a point charge Q1 10 nanocoulombs at P1, another point charge minus 10 nanocoulombs at P2 in free space, and we are asked to find out field intensity at another point. This is field point 234 due to to these charges. Field intensity due to point charge, it can be written like this. In coordinate free form, E01 means field intensity due to point charge 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by R01 square, R01 cap, unit vector. This is in coordinate free form. R01 is the distance between field point and source point, whereas R01 cap is unit vector along the line joining source point with the field point. Now, we consider charge 1 q1. Location of charge 1 is 3 minus 2 1 and field point is 2 3 4. So R01 is 2 minus 3 whole square plus 3 plus 2 whole square plus 4 minus 1 whole square under square root. It is 5.92. R01 cap is vector R01 by distance R01, resulting in minus x cap plus 5y cap plus 3z cap by 5.92. Substituting or using these two relations, R01 and R01 cap, E01 can be computed without any difficulty. Now we consider point charge 2. For this charge, R02 is 5.2 meters and unit vector from P2 to P0 is, as we done in case of charge point charge 1, in this case also we can do the same thing to find R02 cap as x cap plus y cap plus z cap by 5.20. Field intensity at field point due to point charge 2 is therefore E02. Using these things, we get an expression for E02. Now, field intensity due to both the charges. It is the sum of the field intensities due to individual charges according to superposition principle. Hence, E is E01 plus E02. Addition gives minus 0.10 times 10.73 x cap plus 10.30 y cap plus 6.61 z cap volts per meter. This is in Cartesian system. It can be written as Ex cap, Uy cap plus Ez z cap. We are asked to find this expression in spherical system. In spherical system, it appears like E equal to ER r cap, E theta theta cap, E phi phi cap. Now we have to find out ER, E theta, E phi. First, theta. Theta is tan inverse x square plus y square under square root by z. Using this, one can find out theta equal to 0.733 radians. Similarly, phi is tan inverse y by x. Y is available, x is available, so it is 0.983. Now, ER. E theta, E phi can be computed. ER is Ex sin theta cos phi plus Ey sin theta sin phi plus Ez cos theta. Substitution results it equal to minus 1.463 volts per meter. E theta, Ex cos theta cos phi plus Ey cos theta sin phi minus Ez sin theta. Substitution results in minus 0.637 volts per meter. E phi is similarly, one can compute it as 0.322 volts per meter. Now, after using all these things, one can find out E equal to minus 1.463 r cap plus 0.637 theta cap minus 0.322 phi cap. This is the field intensity due to the point charges at the field point in spherical coordinate system. We consider another problem. 3 line charges located in free space, each with a length of 1 meter, carrying charge densities. One 2 pi epsilon naught, second one 2 lambda 1, third one 3 lambda 1. Determine field intensity at the center of quadrilateral triangle when line charges are arranged in the form of equilateral triangle. Distance of center from any one side is L by 2. Here this is center. Here is shown the 3 charges, charge 1, charge 2, charge 3. This is center, somewhere here, center is there. Distance is, one can find out the distance as L by 2 tan pi by x 0.289 meter. Let us suppose triangle is placed over z equal to 0 plane with its center over the origin and side 1 normal to x-axis as shown in the figure. Field at a triangle center due to side 1 is. It is E1 is lambda rho cap by 2 pi epsilon naught h L by h square plus L square under square root. Substituting L value, h value, lambda value and all that, we will be getting it as 3.325 E1 cap. E1 cap is unit vector along the direction of field due to charge 1. Fields at triangle center due to sides 2 and 3, they become E2 is 2E1 E2 cap, E3 is 3E1 E3 cap. This 2, 3. They are there because lambda 2 is 2 lambda 1. Lambda 3 is 3 lambda 1. So naturally field intensities, they are 2 times, 3 times respectively of field intensity due to charge 1. Field due to each side 2 and 3 can be decomposed into two. One parallel to E1 and another normal to each. So parallel component. E2 parallel to E1 is minus 3.325. Perpendicular to E1 is 5.76. Similarly, E3 also can be decomposed into two components. So component fields parallel and perpendicular to E1 are parallels gets added, perpendicular also gets added. So addition gives minus 4.985, perpendicular one is 2.87. In Cartesian coordinates, for the arrangement shown, this is the arrangement. If you consider this arrangement, with respect to this arrangement, parallel, notice parallel is in x direction, perpendicular is in y direction. So this is charge 1. Naturally one can notice field intensity is due to 1 is, it is like this in x direction. So parallel is in x direction. Perpendicular means it must be in y direction. So giving directions to parallel and perpendicular field of E1, one can express total field intensity in this form. We consider another problem. 3 straight line charges, each with a length L equal to 1 meter, carrying charge densities lambda 1 2 pi epsilon naught, lambda 2 equal to 2 lambda 1, lambda 3 equal to lambda 1 coulombs per meter. They are lying in free space. They are arranged in at the vertices of an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle vertices. They are arranged at the vertices of a triangle, side length A equal to 1 meter, perpendicular to its plane. Determine field E at the center of the triangle. So here is one charge. This is equilateral triangle. Here is one charge normal to the plane in which the triangle is there. Another charge at 2, third charge at 3. Determine, we have to determine field intensity at the center. Distance of triangle center from any one vertex is equal to height of the center from line charge is L by 2 secant pi by 6. It is 0.577 meters. Suppose triangle is placed over Z equal to 0 plane, that is XY plane, with its center over the origin and side 1 normal to x-axis as shown in figure. Field at triangle center due to line charge 1. This one at the center is E1 is lambda rho cap by 2 pi epsilon naught h L by h square plus L square under square root. Substituting the given data, one can get it equal to 1.50 E1 cap. E1 cap means unit vector along the direction of the field due to line charge 1. So one can notice it is along x direction at the horizon. Fields at a triangle center due to line charges 2 and 3 become E2 is 2E1 E2 cap, E3 is E1 E3 cap. Here 2 has come from lambda 2 equal to 2 lambda 1. E3 equal to E1 E3 cap, it has come from lambda 3 equal to lambda 1. Direction is E2 cap, E3 cap. Now field due to each line charge 2 and 3 can be decomposed into two, one parallel to E1, another normal to each. Okay. The diagram shown in B is useful in resolving the fields into two components. E2 parallel, E3 parallel. Similarly, E2 perpendicular, E3 perpendicular. Component fields parallel and perpendicular to E1 are E parallel, E perpendicular. E parallel has three parts, one from charge 1, another from 2, third one from third charge. Perpendicular, this part comes only from 2 and 3 charges. Addition results 0.75 negative sign and 1.30 positive sign for E parallel and E perpendicular respectively. By adapting the Cartesian coordinate system with the arrangement as shown in the diagram, one can give directions to E parallel and E perpendicular. If you give direction, it becomes E equal to 0.75 x cap minus 1.30 y cap volts per meter. Another problem, example 5. Consider a straight line charge of length L meter carrying a uniform charge density. Assuming free space medium, determine field intensity E at a height h meter from one of its ends. Also extend the result to find E due to semi-infinite straight line charge and express the result in Cartesian coordinates when lambda is 4 pi epsilon naught and h equal to 0.5 meter at point P 2 pi by 4 3. Now for solution, place the line charge along z-axis extending from z equal to 0 to z equal to L. So this is the line charge, z equal to L somewhere here. Orient the charge such that field point P is over xy plane as shown in the figure. So this is field point. The field intensity at the observation point P located at h phi 0. Notice the coordinates of this point is h phi 0. H is rho, phi is phi, 0 is 0. As this problem is exhibiting cylindrical symmetry, we are attempting it in cylindrical coordinate system. So field at point P due to differential line charge dq equal to lambda dl equal to lambda dz at the source point 0 phi z is, at source point is dE, differential charge. It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon dq by r square r cap. Notice this expression is in coordinate free form. Small r cap carrying their usual meanings. Now d is 1 by 4 pi epsilon, dq is lambda dz and r square is h square plus z square and r cap is h rho cap minus z cap h square plus z square under square. Field intensity due to the total charge, total field intensity is, of course, we have to perform integration from 0 to L. Integration results this lengthy, somewhat complicated expression. Notice it is having three components, rho component, z component, two components, rho component and z component. P, semi-infinite line charge is one which extends from origin to infinity. So the above expression for field intensity, if we consider L tending to infinity, we will be getting the expression for field due to semi-infinite line charge. L tending to infinity gives lambda rho cap minus z cap by 4 pi epsilon naught h. When lambda is 4 pi epsilon naught and h is 0.5 meters, field intensity then becomes 2 rho cap minus z cap. Now we are asked to find this expression field intensity in Cartesian. So conversion is to be done. For that purpose, let us assume that the obtained field intensity is E rho cap plus Ez z cap. Point is 2 pi by 4 3. So phi is pi by 4. It can be converted into Cartesian coordinates system easily by noting that Ex equal to E rho cos phi minus E phi sin phi. Ey is E rho sin phi plus E phi cos phi. Ez is Ez. Substitution results in Ex 1.414, Ey 1.414, Ez minus 2. So result is E equal to Ex x cap plus Ey y cap plus Ez z cap. It is 1.414 x cap plus 1.414 y cap minus 2 z cap volts per meter. Another problem, an important problem. Three identical infinite line charges, each with a charge density lambda equal to 2 pi epsilon naught coulombs per meter. They are lying in free space along x, y, z axis. Determine field intensity E at 3 to 2 meters and express it in spherical system. Field intensity due to a line charge is given by this formula. Infinite straight line charges given by this formula. Notice it is in cylindrical system. So it can be used only with the data that is in cylindrical. Given three infinite line charges they are shown here. One is along x-axis, another is along y-axis, another is along z-axis. Radial distance of point, this is field point 3 to 2 to x-axis. It is, the distance is rho, it is 2 root 2, 2.83. Unit vector from x-axis to field point is, that is rho cap, rho by rho distance rho. It is 2y cap plus 2z cap by 2.83. Now you have 0.707 y cap plus z cap. Field due to line charge over x-axis at field point 3 to 2 meter then becomes, now you have rho cap, we have lambda, everything is available. Substitution results in 0.25 y cap plus z cap volts per meter. See, this is the field intensity due to the charge over x-axis. On similar lines, one can find field intensity at the field point due to other two charges too. Radial distance and unit vector corresponding to point 2 y-axis. 2 y-axis is rho is square root of 3 square plus 2 square. Rho cap is of course rho, vector rho by rho. Field due to line charge over at x-axis at 3 to 2. This is field point and line charge is over x-axis. Field intensity substitution results in 0.23 x cap plus 0.15 z cap. Similarly, due to the charge over z-axis also can be found rho cap field, it is 0.23 x cap plus 0.15 y cap. Now total field intensity becomes sum of the three fields resulting in 0.46 x cap, 0.40 y cap plus 0.40 z cap volts per meter. This expression is in Cartesian, but we are asked to find it in spherical. So conversion is to be done. First we have to find out theta from the coordinates. Theta is 1.06 per radians. Phi can be computed. It is 0.59. Now ER, E theta, E phi using the expressions that are shown here. Substituting the available values, one can find out ER, E theta, E phi resulting in E equal to ER R cap, E theta theta cap, E phi phi cap. It is equal to 0.725 R cap minus 0.06 theta cap plus 0.08 phi cap volts per meter. Another problem, example 8. Assuming free space medium, find field intensity E at a height of h meter from the center of a circular sheet of radius a meter carrying a uniform surface charge density of sigma coulombs per meter. Circular sheet can be considered as a zero height solid cylinder. So here the point is this, we try this problem, we attempt this problem in cylindrical system. The reason is circular sheet is a cylinder with zero height. Now place the given charged sheet over xy plane with field point P over positive z axis at 0 pi h. This is field point, this is the sheet over xy plane. As the radius of the sheet is A, charge extends to M in all directions from origin, that is rho 0 to A. The field intensity at field point P due to differential charge dq rho dA, which is equal to, this is sigma dA, sigma rho d rho d phi at rho phi z0 is, this is the expression, 1 by 4 pi epsilon, d is 1 by 4 pi epsilon dq by r square r cap, dq is sigma rho d rho d phi, capital R square is rho square plus h square, and r cap, capital R cap is given by this expression. Since for every dq over the plane charge, there is another charge dq on the sheet diametrically opposite to it, resulting in the cancellation of rho components of the fields. So rho components gets cancelled, ultimately you are having only z component. Only we compute z components. There is no need to perform integration over rho components. So it results in sigma h by 2 epsilon naught multiplied by minus 1 by a square plus h square under square root plus 1 by h z cap. If the observation point is P is below the sheet, expression for the field becomes same expression, magnitude is same but direction is opposite. From this expression, one can obtain field due to infinite sheet also. Infinite sheet is this finite radius sheet when its radius tends to infinity. When A tends to infinity, this E becomes plus or minus sigma by 2 epsilon z cap. See, these are some of the problems I want to discuss for right now.